Can you imagine that in 2026, the world's only superpower, America, will lose to a country on which it has been imposing sanctions for the last 40 years? This is not me, but Professor Sine saying this, whose two predictions regarding Trump have already come true. Now the third is awaited. This war which will forever change. This is no ordinary conspiracy theory, but the terrifying prediction of game theory expert Professor Sine, which is now rapidly becoming a reality. If this proves true, then in the next 6 months, the money lying in your bank accounts will remain as mere scrap paper, and the world system could change forever. In this video, we will expose that secret script which the mainstream media is hiding from you. We will see how Iran's $20,000 cheap drones are mixing America's trillion-dollar pride into the dust. And above all, is Donald Trump pushing the entire world toward a catastrophe, straight through the path of secret societies and end-times agendas, just for emergency war powers or his extension. In the next few minutes, you are going to see that aspect of the truth, of which the world probably has no idea. Welcome once again to Muneeb TV video. Viewers, Professor Sine's first prophecy was that Donald Trump would win the election again, which proved absolutely true. The second prophecy was that as soon as Trump comes into power, a terrible war would start between America and Iran, and that also happened. But his third prophecy, which blew everyone's senses away, was that in this war, the world's biggest superpower, meaning America, will lose badly. And this is not just a prediction. There are many logical arguments behind it. In today's video, we will do a complete post-mortem of this third and most dangerous prophecy and understand how, after all, a military superpower can lose to Iran. Professor Sine, who is a very big expert in game theory and geopolitical events, has made it absolutely clear in his new interview that America cannot win this war under any circumstances. Let's come straight to the point and understand where Iran actually stands at this moment. Just imagine that in 2 weeks, an entire city will start dying of thirst. Along with this, Iran has practically started blocking important sea routes, like the Strait of Hormuz, from where 90% of the food and grain of these Arab countries comes. Usually, people think that from this tension only a little inflation will come, or the global economy will be disturbed. But in reality, Iran at this time is threatening to erase the existence of countries like Saudi Arabia and UAE. And here it is also important for you to know that these Arab countries act as a backbone for America's economy as well. The real reason for this is the Petro-Dollar system. These Arab countries sell their oil to the world in dollars, due to which the demand for the dollar always stays up. Then these same countries invest these dollars back into America's stock market and real estate. Nowadays, America's entire economy and stock market are standing on artificial intelligence. In these AI data centers, the heaviest investment is from these very Gulf states and Arab countries. Due to this war, if these Gulf states cannot sell their oil, then obviously their economy will be ruined. And obviously they will then stop making further investments in America's AI system. The day this Arab investment stops, America's false AI bubble will completely burst, and with it, the entire American economy will fall to the ground, which Professor Sine has named a financial Ponzi scheme in his own language. Now this question arises, why is the world's most advanced and powerful American military unable to compete with these cheap drones? The real reason for this is that the entire structure and mindset of the American military is built of the World War II and Cold War era. In the Cold War era, the real competition was of muscle flexing. Who has the most expensive and complex technology, who goes to the moon first, and who has the biggest missiles. America's entire air defense system is based on such expensive and complex technology, which takes billions of dollars to build and run. In contrast, today's 21st century war has completely changed. This is the era of asymmetric warfare, where a very cheap weapon can destroy a very expensive system. Recently, a video coming from Israel has surprised defense experts across the world, where just one ordinary ballistic missile of Iran was coming toward the ground, and to stop it in the air, America and Israel fired 11 different interceptor missiles, but still, they could not stop it. On the other hand, Iranian Shahed drones are entirely made in Iran and Russia, meaning For their supply line, they do not have to depend on any other country. The Shahed 136 drone, also called Geron-2, has proven to be a game-changer in modern warfare because of its simplicity and low cost. These drones have a two-stroke piston engine that can cover a distance of 2,000 kilometers at a speed of 185 kilometers per hour and only 100 liters of fuel. Operating it is also not very difficult. It is dispatched just by entering GPS coordinates. And because they fly very low, there are two benefits. One, it spreads fear wherever it passes, and second, because of low flying, it is very difficult to intercept it. Only 8 feet wide, this drone can carry up to 40 kilograms of explosives. Stopping it with expensive interceptors is like using a train to stop a car. The U.S. Defense Minister and Joint Chiefs of Staff have told CNN that Iranian drones are creating a bigger problem than expected, and stopping them is harder compared to ballistic missiles. This is a huge financial disaster. On one side, a cheap drone or missile of Iran is worth a few $1,000s, while the interceptor missile America fires to bring it down costs several millions. When you fire a $2 million missile to kill a $20,000 drone, you cannot afford this war for a long time. Now, America's stock of these expensive missiles is rapidly decreasing, and they are also having to use their military reserves in Asia, which they had saved out of fear of China. This is actually a sign of the breaking of that pride of America, which had established its kingship over the whole world for 20 years. If this sequence continues like this, then not only will the petrodollar be destroyed, but the world will move rapidly toward a multipolar world, where America's influence over the world will remain buried. Apart from all this, until now America and Israel are only attacking from the air. But history has witnessed that to this day, no country in the world could change another country's government only through air attacks. For regime change, you have to land ground troops in any case. According to the statements of America's top officials and the Secretary of War, America has no intention of sending its ground troops to Iran for the time being. In the coming few months, very intense pressure will come on America from Arab countries and Israel to wipe out the threat of Iran forever by sending ground forces. Because if something happens to these countries, America's petrodollar will also sink with them. So now the question arises, why did American President Donald Trump jump into such a war about which the top military command had already warned? According to Professor Sine, there are 3 big reasons behind this foolish decision which forced Trump. Overconfidence. The small successful operation Trump recently did on Venezuela made him overconfident regarding the American military's capacity. Exactly like Hitler, who after conquering Europe easily, attacked the Soviet Union out of pride, which ultimately became the cause of his army's destruction. Political benefit. Although America has no benefit of its own from this war, personally Trump is getting both political and financial benefits. Saudi Arabia and Israel are indirectly lobbying for this war. Remember that Saudi has made a massive investment of $2 billion in Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner's private equity fund. On the other hand, big financial backers of Israel, such as Miriam Adelson, are funding Trump's political career. Of course, according to the U.S. Constitution, a president cannot come a third time, but Miriam has openly said that if Trump fights the election to become president for a third time, she will give him $250 million. It could also be that under the guise of war, Donald Trump gets his tenure extended as a wartime president. The secret script. In the third reason, the professor has explained openly that if you study old leaks and Epstein files of the world, you will understand that the world system is actually being run by some secret societies. Among these, the most famous group is of the Illuminati, which is further divided into 3 parts. On one side are the Jesuits who control the Vatican, on the second side are the Sabbatean Frankists who have a hold on modern Israel's power structure, and on the third side are the Freemasons who control America's entire national security and military apparatus. These secret and powerful groups have this strong belief that in the end times, the last era, there will be a great war in the Middle East, and according to them, Israel's inclusion in it is necessary so that their heaven on earth can be established on the ground. This is a pre-written spiritual script which these people are following in any case, whether there is logic in this action or not. and whether the entire world's economy is destroyed because of it. They are only concerned with their end times agenda. This was Professor Sine's third prediction, which today, after the first two, seems on the path to becoming true. The gist of all these things is simply that America is fighting a war, which, even if it wins by luck, will still be called a very big defeat for America. Just as happened in Iraq, Libya, Syria, and Afghanistan, attacking Iran will also be like hitting one's own foot with an axe. What is your opinion about this? Do tell me in the comment section. Hope you people will like and share this video of FM Muneeb TV abundantly.